Welcome back to the Freedom Years Project. Today we're tackling a topic so many of us quietly think about but rarely talk about out loud. How to pivot careers at 30, 40, or even beyond, without starting over from scratch. If you've ever thought, I feel stuck in my job, or I want to do something completely different but it feels too late, this video is for you. Because here's the truth, it's not too late. You don't need to throw away everything you've worked for, and you don't have to start from zero. Let's start by busting a myth. So many people believe that changing careers means starting from square one, like going back to school, taking unpaid internships, or redoing years of hard work. But that's not true. Pivoting isn't the same as starting over. A pivot means you're shifting direction, using your existing skills, experiences, and connections as leverage to move into something new. Think of it like this: you're not burning your old career to the ground. You're building a bridge from where you are to where you want to be. So why do people pivot careers in their 30s, 40s, or beyond? Maybe you've hit a ceiling in your current job. Maybe you've outgrown your industry. Or maybe your priorities have shifted. You want more balance, more purpose, or more flexibility. The truth is, the career you chose at 22 doesn't have to be the career you stick with forever. We evolve. Our values evolve, and our work can evolve with us. Here's the good news. Pivoting later in life actually gives you an advantage. By 30, 40, or 50, you already have skills, experience, and a professional reputation. You've built resilience. You've solved real-world problems. You know how to work with people. These are things someone fresh out of school doesn't have. So when you pivot, you're not starting over. You're starting from experience. The first step in a successful pivot is identifying your transferable skills. Ask yourself, what do I do really well that could apply in other industries or roles? For example, if you've worked in sales, you have communication, negotiation, and relationship building skills. If you've worked in teaching, you know how to present, coach, and adapt to different learning styles. If you've managed projects, you know how to organize, plan, and deliver results under pressure. Don't underestimate these skills. They're often more valuable than technical knowledge, and employers in new industries will recognize them. Once you know your transferable skills, the next step is reframing your story. This is where most people get stuck. They say, "But I've never worked in that field, so why would anyone hire me?" Here's the secret. It's all about how you tell your story. Instead of saying, "I'm a teacher who wants to work in HR," you say, "I've spent 10 years developing people, resolving conflicts, and helping others grow, the exact skills HR leaders use every day." Instead of saying, "I'm in finance, but I want to move into tech," you say, "I've built a strong foundation in data analysis, problem solving, and strategic decision-making, skills that are essential in the tech industry." You're not making up experience, you're connecting the dots. The third step is to fill in the gaps strategically. Now, yes, sometimes a pivot does require new knowledge. But here's the key: you don't need to know everything. Focus only on the skills or certifications that make you credible in the new space. For example, if you're pivoting into digital marketing, you don't need a full degree. You could take a Google Ads certification or a short course on content strategy. If you're pivoting into project management, you don't need an MBA. A PMP or Agile certification might be enough to signal credibility. The goal isn't to restart your education. It's to strategically close the gaps. The fourth step is to leverage on your network. This is where many career changers hesitate, but it's powerful. Don't just apply cold online. Reach out to people in the industry you're targeting. Informational interviews, LinkedIn connections, mentors. When you pivot, people hire you not just for your resume, but for your potential. And the best way to show potential is through conversations, referrals, and relationships. Your network can open doors that job applications can't. One of the smartest ways to pivot without risk is to test the waters first. You don't have to quit your job immediately. Instead, try freelancing, consulting, or volunteering in your new field. Want to move into design? Take on a small project on the side. Interested in training and development? Offer a workshop at your company or community group. These experiments give you real experience, confidence, and stories to tell in interviews. Finally, let's talk about mindset. The biggest barrier to pivoting careers later in life is often fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being too old, fear of failing. But remember, every single career path is full of pivots. Even the people who seem like they've had one straight career trajectory, they've shifted roles, industries, or priorities over time. You're not behind, you're evolving. And the truth is, employers value maturity, perspective, and stability, qualities that often come with age. Let me give you a real example. A friend of mine was in hospitality management for over a decade. In her late 30s, she realized she wanted a more stable schedule and better pay. So she pivoted into corporate learning and development. She didn't start over. She reframed her experience, customer service, training teams, conflict resolution, and highlighted those as HR skills. Then she filled in the gaps with a short certification and built connections in the industry. Today, she's thriving in a new career she loves, without losing years of progress. So here's the takeaway. Pivoting careers at 30, 40, or beyond doesn't mean starting over. It means building on the foundation you already have and redirecting it towards something that fits your next chapter. Here's the recap. Identify your transferable skills. Reframe your story. Fill in the gaps strategically. Leverage your network. Experiment with small steps. And most importantly, shift your mindset. You're not too late. You're right on time. If this video gave you clarity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's also thinking about a career change. And check the description below. I've added a free guide to help you map your transferable skills so you can pivot with confidence. This has been how to pivot careers at 30, 40, or beyond without starting over. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.